Okay, welcome everybody to Tuesday night Wallaby Racing League action. Thank you for tuning in. It's going to be a bumper round of Tier 2 tonight. We got two races to watch. Should be an absolute cracker. Just get all of the details up so we can see what's going on. Hopefully the sound's all good. Yeah, looks like it. Alright, cool. Alright, we are here in Baku. Let's see how the Tier 2 guys do it. And yes, it is Goffy in the comm box once again this week. Matty's abandoned us again. Bloody Matty. And then Maxi Boy was going to do the comms, but then he's needed for his team tonight. And then Wingy Woo was going to do it, but he's needed for his team tonight as well. So here I am for another dose of Baku and Mexico. Looking forward to seeing how the T2 guys can do it. I love Baku that much that I will return and watch it yet again. Why not? So for those playing at home, we've got a number of reserves. Oh, magic, what have you done? Got a retirement already. It's a Red Bull. Magic Shot is out. He's going to be starting from the back. Limitless Draco 3 with a 38.7. One of the reserves tonight in the Red Bull. Go Sun. Love to see it up the top. We've got a couple of Tier 3 boys stepping up this tonight. We've got Maxi Boy in reserving for his team in the RB. It's 200ths off pole. We've got Wingy Woo also stepping up from Tier 3 for his team in the Ferrari. As Plugger goes pole with 38.5. Another reserve tonight in the Ferrari. Reserves are dominating top 3 positions at the moment. Salt, another one reserving in the Willies. We've got Scotty 793 in the Willies as well, stepping up from Tier 3. So this should be an interesting night, bit of a mixture, bit of a grid mixture. Jetman as well, stepping up from Tier 3. So this could be interesting. Roshan also reserving in the Mercedes tonight. So this is going to be, could be wild. Could be fun to watch. Gumbo Kebab, how are you, my man? Welcome. Thank you for watching. Haven't seen your name in a while. Good to see you back, mate. Hope you enjoy the action tonight. But yeah, we got Limitless. Maxi Boy Boltaroo has jumped up to P4. What do we want? We don't want that. We want that. There we go. So let's jump on board with someone who hasn't done a time yet. Roshan. Let's jump on with Roshan, see what he can do. I reckon Roshan's probably more suited to Tier 2 than 3, so he should do alright. And getting a nice little toe off his teammate, Whiff in front as well. So this could be a very nice time from the Roche. What can he put in? It's not going to be up the top. Just as I say that, he sets the pole with a 38.0. Half a second quicker than Plugger. So, holy toe. That was a very nice teamwork there from the Mercs. not sure how many races Roshan is going to be doing in Tier 3 anymore after that. But let's go on board with Camillo starting a lap. Around the streets of Baku. One of my favourites, one of my favourite tracks on the game. I don't know if it's that popular with many others, but it's so much fun to drive. Roshan to T1. Yeah. Not wrong. See what Camillo can do. I'm not actually up to date with the Tier 2 Championship where we are. So let me just have a quick look at the standings. So Yuki Bear, our current championship leader, is not here tonight, which is going to make the final 2 rounds after this week very spicy indeed. So he currently leads. Quick maths. I don't think he can lose the championship lead tonight, despite not being here. So he leads by 34, 70 odd points. So the maximum someone can get tonight is 72 points. And Yuki Bear actually leads by 72 points. So Shifty Whizzer has a huge opportunity to close that gap and send this championship into a final 2-round battle. That would be spicy. We've got Yuki Bear on 338 points, Shifty Whizzer on 266. Third is Carl Fanitza in 216 points, so 50 points further back than Shifty. That's a little bit spread, but yeah, the standings next week will be a lot more interesting than it is right now. So see what Shifty can do to close that gap. Oz Gokhan in P4 in the championship with 202 points, and MJ Roller is P5 with 185. There we go. Over in the constructors, Aston Martin are your constructors leaders, ahead of Ferrari by 52 points. As Carl goes into P5 with a 38.6. I think that was Josh that jumped up to P4, also with a 38.6. Shifty's there in P6. Dido hasn't set a time yet. So there is a bit of a battle in the constructors. Aston Martin and Ferrari going head to head. Mercedes not too far behind them. Let's see where Dido can put his lime green Sauber. Looks pretty good. Goes to P10, 38.8. Saubers need some points. They're struggling down the bottom of the Tier 2 standings and the overalls as well. Red Bull need to get a bit of a move on as well. They've been struggling in Tier 2. What else have we got? Scotty. What can Scotty do? Reserving for the Williams tonight, unfortunately, Kamikaze and JTM not able to make it tonight. So we've got Scotty and Salt both reserving in the Willies. Probably doesn't want to go too fast or he'll get shot up to Tier 2 faster than Roshan to Tier 1. Scotty goes to P16 with a 39.8. So Poms is retired as well. I missed that earlier. So we've got Poms is going to be starting from the back only got 19 cars, so someone hasn't shown up. Who else have we got here? With Matif. With Matif goes to P4 with a 38.4. Very nice time from the Whiff. Mercedes in P1 and 4. Looking very strong tonight. It wouldn't be crazy to think that they can have a shot at the championship, the Constructors' Championship in Tier 2. So they're going the right way about it. Balls to the wall this lap for Camillo. Alright. Have to... Is he coming out? It looks like he might be coming out the pits. We'll have to wait for him to do his out lap. We might check back in with Camillo a bit later. Limitless Draco making his Wallaby debut tonight. So interested to see how he goes. I don't think he's on a hot lap currently. Sitting in P2 with a 38.3. Maxi Boy is invalidated by the looks. Everyone else is in the pits. Whiff's in the pits. What's Maxi gonna do? Maxi? Nah, Maxi's in the pits. Roshan's on an in lap. So everybody is in the pits apart from Roller on an out lap. So you might wait for Roller to start a lap and we'll go on a lap of Azerbaijan with the Roller. So yes, we have got two races tonight. We've got Baku first up, and then we'll go straight into a one-shot quali at Mexico and another 35%er. So it's 35% at Baku as well. So we've got two 35%ers. The one-shot quali, always interesting. You never know what's going to happen there. Always a bit of a mixed-up grid. Maxi Boy, yeah, what a lap. P3 in Tier 2. Could well be seeing Maxi Boy with a bit of a looker into what he's going to be doing next season, or the races he's going to be up against next season. So I think Maxi Boy is well suited to a Tuesday night. But we'll see where MJ Roller can put his Aston Martin up in the top 5 in the Drivers' Championship, leading the Constructors' Championship. And can he improve on his 38.5? Yes, he can by half a second. Goes to P2 with a 38.09, just 300ths, or even less than that, off Roshan's time. A brilliant time from Roller. Every single other car is on an out lap. So this is going to be a rapid fire to finish this quali session. Dido is the first to start. So we'll watch what Dido can do and we'll flip back to the rest of the cars as they come over the line. Dido currently sitting in P13. 38.8. What can he do through this first sector? Not sure if he kissed the wall there or not. He's up. Nearly 2/10 up. So looking at a top 10er at the moment, as long as he can maintain this. Through the wild Charles Leclerc Castle section. I love a Baku race. You never know what you're gonna get. It can be mixed. Once we get to the final lap, it can throw up a lot of surprises. Which does shake up the competition. Roshan is done. It is 38-0. What can Dido do? Can he improve on his 38.8? He should do. It's been a pretty nice lap to this point, and he can't, in fact. The 10th down. So Dido is done. Let's go Camillo. Looks like he's validated. Jetman. 2.5 seconds up. He'd want to be down there in 17th. The 41.4, I'm sure he can improve on that. And no doubt he will, and he goes with a 38.9 to P14. Camillo's done in 16th, Salt's done in 15th. With Matif is done in 4th. Limitless is slightly up. Can he put the Red Bull on pole? Maxi Boy goes to the front with a 37.9. But Limitless has got a huge toe from about 5 cars here. Carl goes to the top with a 37.8. Limitless, the 37.7. MJ Roller is not improving. He does have a toe though from the Willy. Nah, he's abandoning it. Scotty's done as well with a 39.3. So there we go. That is done. Limitless takes pole position for the Baku Grand Prix. The very impressive 37.7. A spot where the Red Bull hasn't seen much action this season in Tier 2. Up the pointy end. But look at the RBs. Second and third. With Maxi Boy, a Tier 3 driver, in third position on the second row of the grid. That is impressive. So there we go. It's a Red Bull on pole, on debut, Limitless Draco, Carl Finiza, Maxi Boy, Plugger, Roshan, the two Aston Martins in 6th and 7th, Squash Josh, Techie, and with Matif in the top 10, Boltsaru, Wingy Woo, reserving in 12th, Dido, Jetman, Salt for my chips, Scotty, it better be chicken salt, Scotty, Camillo, Magic Shot, and Poms, unable to set a time. And that is your grid for the streets of Baku. It should be one hell of a race. Red Bull pole, absolutely magic. Got a teammate to carry your ass. Like I said in the Tier 3 race, the back of the grid at Baku is never a bad thing, to be honest. Just let everyone else get through the carnage of turn 1, and 2, and 3. You can just sit back, pick up the pieces. As yours truly did on Sunday night. So just wait for the drivers to get into their cars, load in. Turn 2 was a killer, no doubt. Turn 1, turn 2, it's all the same. It's all brutal, but here we go. We're about to start the Baku Grand Prix for Tier 2, 5 lights. And we are underway. It's Limitless Draco to drag us up the straight, and he starts beautifully, as does Plugger. He's got past Maxi Boy pretty quickly. Looks like it's pretty clean. It's just, I say that the McLarens are into each other. Squeezed into the wall. Apart from that, everyone's got through the first 2 corners pretty cleanly. Limitless leading the way ahead of Carl, Plugger, Maxi Boy, Roshan P5, and the 2 Red Bull, 2 Aston Martins I should say. Let's have a look what kind of tyres we're starting on. Everybody on meds, pretty much, except for Josh on the softs, which is an interesting strat. And Magic Shot at the back on the hards. He'll be hoping there's no safety car, so he can go long on those hards and hopefully finish on the softs a bit later. Always a risky strat going on the hards to start with in case there's an early safety car, but hopefully for him it works out. Halfway through the lap, but we haven't lost anyone yet, so it's been a very nice clean start by these boys. It's not something we can always say in Tier 2, but so far so good. And Limitless will lead the way over the line for the first lap, although Carl's going to have a look. He's going to have a look. He's in the middle of a Red Bull and a Ferrari as Plugger makes a move, but he can't quite get it done. Limitless holds the top position. DRS is enabled now. They're going to be all over Limitless. Plugger has a little bit of a look. Not the best place to send it, so he'll have to be a little bit patient here. He does look like he does have the pace on Limitless, so he just has to bide his time until he can make that move. Yeah, everyone has done it really well. Everyone is all still bunched up together. We haven't lost anyone down the back. So far, Plugger making up 2 positions from his starting points. Wingy Woo, the best of them, up 3 spots from his starting 12th is up to 9th. Made the most positions so far. Unfortunately for Squash Josh, falling the most 4 positions from his starting P8 down to 12th. But apart from that, pretty clean. Not a lot of movement as we all follow single file around through the far chicane. Plugger will smash that DRS open and will look to make a move on Limitless here, and he will do so pretty easily. Not much Limitless can do there as Shift and Whizzer. Wingy Woo now. Squash Josh. That's the fastest lap with a 41.1. We've got yellow flags on the first corner. Oh my goodness, there's penalties galore, and Roshan is out. Roshan's in the wall, he's missing a wheel. Someone got a 10-second penalty. Roller and Maxi Boy, both with 10-second pens. What happened there? Actually it's a full safety car. You can see the yellow dot on the map, so we've got a full safety car on lap 3. I didn't quite see what caused that, whether someone's gone into the back of another car and another one's collected it. I'm not sure, but Maxi Boy's got damage. Roller's got damage as well. So after a pretty clean 2 laps it hasn't lasted. Unfortunately, we've got a safety car on lap 3, which is not what Magic Shot wanted. Starting on the hards, he's going to have a decision to make here. Does he continue on? Or does he go in early? It's exactly what he didn't want. It's probably worked out well for Josh on the softs. He can probably jump in and get some put the hard tyres on. Who else? Yeah, everyone at the front is going in. Take the opportunity to put the hards on till the end of the race. But knowing Baku, this may not be the last safety car we see. Magic Shot has decided to continue on, so he stayed out. Salt has stayed out as well on the meds. So a bit of a different play from Salt than everyone else. Salt and Magic, the only two that didn't stop. Which I understand for Magic. He started on the hard, so he's kind of committed to that. Probably a bit long to go on the meds, so he might be hoping for another safety car a bit later on. But yeah, Salt staying out on the mediums is interesting. I guess he maybe felt that it was a little bit too early to go on the hards, so he might be hoping for another safety car a bit later on as well. Apart from those two, everyone else has taken the opportunity to get on a fresh set of white boots. So they won't need to pit again. Poor Maxi. Oh, he's in the wall again, is he? He is. He's missing a wing again. Oh dear. So, from a sensational qualifying to a pretty steady start, he's found himself at the back. His nose looking like he's been in Fight Club. And he's going to have to pit again. Oh, he's hit the wall again. Not having fun is Maxi. Lucky he didn't take a wheel off there. That was a pretty hard hit. So for anyone new watching, if anyone is new to Wallaby, welcome. Thank you for joining. A bit of a different format tonight than usual. We've got two 35% races tonight. Normally we'd just have the one 50%er, but this is a back-to-back special edition round. We've got a 35%er here at Baku, 18 laps. After this, we will go to Mexico for a one-shot quali into another 35% race. Hopefully the changeover goes smoothly, because it was a late night on Sunday. So we're still putting around under the safety car, waiting for Maxi Boy to catch up. Hopefully this is the last lap on that we're under the safety car. It is a beautiful looking Aston Martin safety car though. It's nice to look at. But let's get racing. Let's have a look at the position changes so far. Salt up 14, Magic Shot up 16. Of course, they're the two that didn't pit. Apart from that, Limitless is down to P12 actually. Not sure what happened to him. He might have been involved in that Roller and Maxi Boy incident. Camillo gets a 10-second penalty for collision with Dido. Remember the safety car, boys. Oh, and the safety car's in this lap. So Camillo's not going to be able to go in and serve it at the moment. Oh, that's a killer. That is a killer. So but we'll be going racing very shortly. Tom's doing well, up 9 positions. He started last, up to P10. But everyone resets. We'll go racing again. Salt for my chips. Be controlling the grid. How long will he wait to pull the trigger? It looks like he has now. We're away again. He hasn't lost anyone. Magic Shot's right there with him. Oh, Magic's lost it. Got a spinner. Oh, poor old Magic. On the older tyres, and I haven't. Probably a little bit cold. He's gone all the way back to P10. Red Bulls are just let his teammate go by. Scotty and Dido have gone, yep, thank you very much, Magic. We'll go by too. Camillo's in on that action. So, very kind of Magic to let about 4 cars go through there. Dropping down to P14, unfortunately. We'll pick up back up to the top. There's a little bit of a gap now between the top 5 and the rest forming. Techie has fallen out of the DRS time, 1.2 seconds behind Wingy. So we've got Salt, Plugger, Carl, Shifty and Wingy in the top 5. Hoping to make a bit of a gap to the rest and fly away. Apart from that, we've got Techie, With Matif, Squash, Josh, Limitless and Poms is your top 10. Jetman gets a 3-second time penalty. He's already down in last, so that's probably not going to hurt him too much if he stays there. Of course, for anyone new, with the top 15 point scorers in Wallaby, Wingy Woo has a little bit of a look at Shifty. For the top 15 will score points. Maximum of 36 points available for the winner if they get the fastest lap as well. Tyres, we can have a look at tyres. There you go, sir. Salt on 6-lap-old meds. He chose not to pit under the safety car. Whereas everyone else did, apart from Magic, who stayed out on the hards that he started on. What happened to NJ? There was a bit of an incident. We didn't capture it on the stream, but I think MJ, Maxi Boy, and Limitless all were involved. Fortunately, MJ and Magic both, MJ and Maxi Boy both getting 10-second penalties, as well as damage. So they both had to pit and went to the back, which is what caused the safety car. I'm not exactly sure how it happened or who crashed into who. And there he is. So Camillo's got a 10-second penalty. Jetman has a 3-seconder. So far so good for the Ferraris up in now with Plugger. Reserving for Yuki Bear up into first position. So if we thought Yuki Bear not being here tonight was going to be something different without a Ferrari at the top, we were sorely mistaken, because Plugger has stepped right into his seat and he's right at home at the front of the grid. Wingy Woo stepping up from tier 3, doing very nicely up in P5. Got another yellow down the back. That magic shot again. Maybe, or is it a... No, it's Techie. Techie's had a moment. He's got damage. He's missing a right end plate. Very easy to do around these streets of Baku. There are walls everywhere. It's been driving pretty nicely lately, Techie, so that hurts going to the back of the grid. But we do have this top 5 that are breaking away from the rest. Josh in P6 now 4 seconds behind. So these top 5 DRS train are pulling themselves along, gapping the rest. We are not quite at the halfway mark. Just about to finish the 8th lap of 18 around the streets of Baku. Will anyone make a move into turn 1? No, they don't. Not quite there. They'll maintain this train around turn 2. I think Carl's pretty keen. Carl wants to make a move and he steps out to go around the inside of Salt. Salt probably struggling now on those old meds. They're not that old, but everyone around is on fresh tyres. The meds don't generally last that long, especially in the 35% race. They're probably at the point where they may need to be changed very shortly. So Salt's now gone to the back of this train. Carl, Shifty and Wingy Woo all making the move on him. Limitless back up to P6, slowly chipping away at the lead. With Matif and Dido swapping positions through the castle section. Dido's got damage. We've also got a yellow flag in the back. Poms has gone to the rear of the field. Poms has had a moment. He started last. He worked his way up into the top 10, but unfortunately he's gone straight back to the bottom. There's still time to make up though. Yeah, Dido struggling with that half a wing. Will he continue on, or is he going to go in? Get that fixed. No, he's going to continue on. Probably feels there may not be enough time just to go in and still fight for points. He'll risk it and stay out. Oh, we've got an RB around. It's Maxi Boy. And Techie's got a 10-second for speeding in the pit lane. That doesn't matter. He's retired. Maxi Boy just goes from bad to worse. On that very impressive quali, he's not having fun at all. Poms has had to pit again, so he's obviously got damage from that mishap earlier. Go back up to the top. It's now a top 3. Wingy Woo has fallen off a little bit outside the DRS range. So it's now Carl Plugger and Shifty is our top group. We've got more yellows and it's just Techie's car coming back out on track. Wingy's slightly hanging with these guys. He's fallen back a bit behind now that he's out of the DRS. As these 3 drag each other up the straight, and Plugger will make a move again, back up into P1. And will lead us again. As we're now over the halfway point, and Salt is in the pits. He's had enough of those meds. Probably a little bit long to stay on them, but he was probably hoping for another safety car. Fortunately, that didn't come. He's gone to the back. Magic is in as well. started on the hard, so he'll make his first stop and get on the meds. But unfortunately, if we don't see another safety car, these guys are just going to be battling for the last point or two available in this race. Let's go back up to the top, because this is probably the closest battle, I think, out of everyone. And it is for the win. Alright, here we go. Shifty and Carl will get the DRS up the straight. Can Plugger hold onto it? He's got the pace. Carl is going to make the move and he will do a switch. And Carl will now lead us around Baku. Just a bit of a flippy-floppy switchy going on between Carl and Plugger. Shifty's just watching from P3, but hanging in there. He's in the fight. As we said before, if Shifty Wizard can win both races tonight, he will eliminate that gap in the championship to Yuki, who isn't here tonight. So a massive opportunity for the Wiz. Even just finishing in the top 3 will massively catch up that gap, as Pom sets the fastest lap with a 40.9. No point for that if you're outside the top 15, so he'll want to keep getting a bit of a move on, get up into that top 15 so he can claim that fastest lap point. But yes, Yuki leads Shifty in the championship by 72 points, which is exactly the amount of points that is available tonight. If Shifty can win both races, get both fastest laps, it'll be a tied championship going into next week. And wouldn't that be a spicy way to finish the season? This is the third last round, of course, as Plugger takes back the lead and Shifty will go with him up into P2. Not a lot Carl could do there. But yeah, this is the third last round. We'll go on to Bahrain next week for the finale in Melbourne, which is the 100%er. And then that will wrap up the season and we can never play this game again. But until then, we've got plenty of racing to watch between now and then. And I've got to say, it's been pretty good. The boys have been behaving themselves tonight. There've been a couple of incidents, but they're doing pretty well so far. Hopefully we don't see the mountain of tickets that we usually do out of Tier 2, as Pom sets another fastest lap with a 40.7, so he is flying now up into 16th, right on the back of Maxi Boy. Still got a few laps to go, so plenty of time to get back up into the points. Now, here we go. Can the man that we've been talking about, Shifty, you take the lead on this lap? You would think he would be able to up the straight, and he does so. Almost creeping up. Yeah, he will make the move around the outside, and will take the. Oh, Jetman's crashed. And it's another safety car. Wow, this spices things up. Everyone, yeah, they Boltaroo with Roller, Camillo, all in the pits. Camillo can serve that 10-second penalty now. Let's have a look at the tyres. Whiff's gone on softs, Roller as well. Bolts has gone with the meds. You would think that the softs is the play now with only a couple of laps left. Scotty's gone onto the softs as well. Safety car probably be out for a couple of laps, and we might have maybe a 3-lap dash to the end. So softs, you would think, is the play, as Camillo now has served that 10-second penalty. Which works out nicely for him, he won't have to worry about that. At the end, as Camillo gets another 10-second penalty for crossing the white line. Just when he thought he was clear, he gets hammered again. Magic Shot, Maxi and Poms all hit for the softs. Dito's on the meds. What will these guys at the front do? You think they would have to go in as well? These top 6. Or do you take the gamble and stay out and try and go for the win? Considering that's probably only going to be max 3 laps. What will they do? It's decision time now, gents. It looks like we're going to be pitting. Yeah, Shifty is in, Plugger's in, Carl's in. Limitless is going to stay out. And Limitless is going to take the gamble on there only being a couple of laps left, and he'll try and hold on. Wingy Woo will stay out as well. Plugger's gone on to the mediums. Shifty, Carl and Josh all on the softs. And we're going to have Limitless and Wingy Woo at the front on 11-lap-old hards. It is a bold play, but it could very well pay off. Of course, it's very hard to overtake around this track, so they can try and make it as difficult as possible for those behind them for as long as they can. There could be big points up the grab for these guys. Limitless is probably helped by Wingy Woo being behind him on hards as well. So Limitless will be hoping that Wingy can hold back these guys for as long as he can. But it is a Red Bull leading the race. And one commentator hopes that this strat does work, because damn, the Red Bulls need some points in this team. Hasn't been a happy season. Well, it's been a fun season, but the two boys have struggled a little bit. Magic hasn't had... he's had a bit of a down season compared to where we usually see him. But the Magic never stops fighting. He's still there in the points. Unfortunately, Formula Fish not here tonight. So Limitless doing a very nice job in his seat. We've got Ferraris in 2nd and 4th. Of course, they're 2nd in the Constructors' Championships in Tier 2. So they'll be looking to close the gap to Aston. Aston currently in 3rd and 10th. Positions Wingy up 10 spots from his starting 12th to 2nd. Salt done pretty well as well, up 7 spots. Hasn't been a great race for Maxi, unfortunately. Down 11 spots from his amazing P3 quali lap. Scotty and Magic up 5, Pom's up 4. Hasn't been Camillo's night, but he's made 1 spot. He's just 1 spot off the point, so he'll be hoping to get back up there. Hopefully this is the last lap. Well, it should be actually, because then we're going to have a 2-lap dash. So that's even better for these guys at the front. I thought we might have a 3-lap race, but it looks like it's going to be just 2. So just 2 laps these top 2 need to hold on these hard tyres. Everyone else behind them on freshies, either softs or meds. It's gonna be tight for them, but it is possible. What do you think, chat? Can they hold on, or will they be swamped? Probably going to struggle down the straight, but everywhere else around these tight corners, they'll probably be fine to hold on. Just going to be down that straight, especially on the last lap with the DRS. But tell you what, it could back them in. Even if they only drop a couple of spots, it's probably going to be worth the gamble staying out. Oh, Squash Josh has got a 10-second pen for crashing into Carl under safety car. That's just killed him. He's now effectively out of the points. Which is not what Sauber needs. It helps Camillo though, because Camillo is now back into the points. Effectively, depending on what can happen in these last 2 laps. Limitless has pulled the trigger. He's away. Wingy Woo has stayed with him though. He's done quite well, but it's going to be a race of what these guys on fresh tyres can do behind these 2 hard runners. And already we're seeing Shifty looking for the move. He thinks about going up the inside, but probably not the time. He's going to have to try and have a little bit of patience. He's probably in the best position to win this race, but there's not a lot of time to make the moves. If possible, can he hold on a little bit? Maybe get the double overtake down the straight. But we're pretty clean through the castle. Everyone's done really well on this restart. Roller and with Matif switching positions in the midfield. But I'm going to stay with Shifty just for now, just to see whether he can get the move done on these 2 hard runners up front. He's looking for the early move, so he doesn't have to do 2 in 1, but he's going to have to. Wingy doing a really good defensive job. There's going to be no DRS this lap, of course. So he's going to have to wait until the next lap. But can he still get the move? He's got the speed. He's looking for it. He's thinking about it. Oh, he's tapped Limitless. Thankfully, we get through that okay. He's side by side with Wingy. Oh, it's tight. It's tight. He can't get it done. He's gonna have to wait. And this is the last lap. So far, so good for the hard runners. Squash Josh. We've lost Josh. So he had a 10-second penalty anyway, so that doesn't really change anything. Can Shifty win this race in the last lap? Or will the staying out hard strat win? Oh, Shifty really wants to get past Wingy. He can't. Oh, Wingy's hit the wall. Wingy's lost his wing. He's now just Woo. Wingy's gone, it's just Woo. So this should be an easy pass now for Shifty to get up into P2, but Limitless has gone off into the distance. That's probably won the race now for Limitless. looks to make the move. Can't quite do it still. Oh, Salt's crashed. Salt's crashed on the straight. Not sure if there was contact there, but Limitless will win on debut. Shifty, what's happened to Shifty? He's gone back to 5th. Plugger takes P2. Bolts 3. Wingy Woo 4th. Shifty 5th. Carl 6th. Whiff Motif 7th. Magic Shot gets up into P8. What a finish. What happened to Shifty there? It must have been some argy-bargy. Magic Shot gets the driver of the day. So Red Bull take the win and the driver of the day. Get in there, boys. Well done. There you go, 3 different flags on the podium. But it is Limitless Draco that takes the win in his first ever Wallaby race. Plugger in P2. Boltzaroo takes the 3rd place on the podium. Wingy Woo, a superb job from him in P4. McLaren, so Ferrari takes 2nd and 4th. Which is going to be huge for them in the constructors. Shifty Wizard ended up dropping to 5th after we thought that he might have gone on a charge for the win. Carlfin is a P6. Whiff Motif 7th. Magic Shot from 18th to 8th. A superb drive from him. Scotty from 16th to 9th. MJ Roller is your top 10. And we have Dito. Maxi Boy recovered to 12th. Camilo in 13th. Poms for the win in 14th. And Squash Josh will grab a point in 15th. Unfortunately, no points in this race for Salt, Jetman, Techie, and Roshan. So what did we think of that one? That was wild. We'll have a little bit of a wait before we load into the next race. Yeah, unlucky Salt. What happened there, mate? Did you lose it on your own, or was there a little bit of argy-bargy? No wing didn't turn. Well, that doesn't help. But alright, just bear with us for a while we load into Mexico, and I'll be back with you shortly. Alright, welcome back. We're about to go straight into a one-shot of Mexico. Alright, here we go for the wild ride of a one-shot with all 19 cars. We'll stay on board with our race winner, Limitless, and then we'll just call whatever else is happening. So we've got Jetman is leading the Tier 3, Haasman and MJ Roller now up into top spot. Squash Josh is up there, Maxi Boy up there again. Limitless working his way up now to P4. Plugger, the Ferraris in 7th and 8th. Looking pretty good for the RBs. Just as I say that, Carl just goes rapidly down the grid and he's back up again. He's all over the place. I don't know what's going on, but Salt for My Chips is at the top. Maxi Boy now at the top. Get in there, Maxi. Do it for Tier 3. Roshan up there as well. Limitless up now to P3, 5, 4. I don't know. 5. Wingy Woo up there. We've got 2 Tier 3s in the top 3. Showing these boys how it's done, but they're both in the top 2 now. Magic Shot down in 14th. Plugger in 16th. He now in 18th. That's a shock result for him. We didn't expect him to see him down there. Maxi Boy still leads. Maxi Boy, Wingy's going to take pole. Wingy Woo takes pole with a 14-0 at Mexico, one shot. Tier 3 drivers takes the pole. Pretty sure Wingy is going to be right in this grid next season. But Wingy Woo, look at that. 2 Tier 3 boys, first and second. Wingy Woo, Maxi Boy, Roshan takes third. Actually, all top 3 are all Tier 3s. Squash Josh, Shifty Wizard, Carl Finizza, Camillo, Limitless Draco, Boltzaru with Matif is your top 10. Poms, Salt, Dito, Magic Shot, Scotty is your 15. And then we had 4 drivers not setting lap in Plugger, Roller, Jetman, and Techie. But what a result for the fill-ins. That is wild. I think it's safe to say that Wingy Woo and Maxi Boy will be making a new home on Tuesday nights for Season 9. Hopefully they'll both be returning. Test themselves in Tier 2. I'd love to see it. Alright, so Shifty gained 18 points from that last race, provisionally of course. So closes the gap, but obviously by 18 points to Yuki Bear at the top. So he led by 72, so it's now a 54-point gap. But here we go for the second race of the night. It's a 35% at Mexico, and we are away, led by the two Tier 3 drivers, Wingy Woo and Maxi Boy. It's a great start from Wingy. He will lead us, although Roshan is going to have a go at him up the inside of turn 1. And he will get the move done, I think, but Wingy, no, he won't let him have it. He's going to take it back. We've got Shifty in P3, Carl in P4. Everyone else has made it through. Aston Martin a little bit wobbly in the backfield. But everyone has made it through the first few corners. As Wingy Woo leads us, he's side by side with Roshan. Roshan has ghosted. He's now in the middle of 2 other cars. But it's a pretty clean start. So far, so good. But most importantly, Shifty has got a clean start and he is in the top 3. We're trying to claim as many points as he possibly can to close that gap going into next week. Hopefully Matty Skills will be back with us next week, but who knows what's going on with that guy. He could be in, he could not be, who knows. But until then, we've got 25 laps of Mexico to get through. And it is Wingy Woo still leading ahead of Roshan, Shifty and Carl. Let's have a look at what tyres will start. Every single car on the meds except for Magic Shot. Magic's gone for the hard strat from the beginning again. Hopefully it works out a little better for him than Baku did. There was an early safety car in that one. Probably less likely to get a safety car in Mexico, but you never know. So he'll be, but Magic Shot will be hoping we don't see one as early as we did in Baku. Wingy Woo will lead us once again. But DRS is now active and Roshan will try and make the most of that as he goes side by side with Wingy up the inside. Wingy fighting him all the way. He's not going to let him have it easy. But, oh, they're both off the track now and through goes Shifty. Shifty takes the race lead ahead of Roshan. Carl moves up into P3, taking advantage of that as well. Fortunately, Wingy has dropped back to 4th. But Shifty is now your race leader. Probably not what Yuki Bear wanted to see back home. Ultimate advantageous move from Shifty there. Poor old Wingy and Roshan both off the track and through went Shifty taking those 2 positions. Thank you very much. Everyone's still within DRS range of each other right up into the 17th car as Shifty now sets a fastest lap of 16.2. So Shifty now has the maximum points available. Well, there's only lap 4 of course. But now Roshan, with that DRS, takes back the lead. Techie is retired in the pits for the second race tonight. Has not been an enjoyable race for the Techie. Unfortunately, Magic Shot has dropped to the back. He's had a moment. It's just not going well for the Magic. Though to be fair to him, going from 18th to 8th in the last race was beautiful driving. He's going to have to do it all again from 18th. Yeah, those tyres are struggling. He's got a lot of work to do now, over 10 seconds back. But Roshan will lead us. Got cars. Oh, there's a bit of a contact there between Camillo and Josh. Josh is now morphing into a RB and a McLaren. Come on guys, it's a family show. An RB and a Kick Sauber doing unspeakable things to each other. But Roshan leads the race ahead of Shifty. Can Shifty get the move up to the straight? No, he can't. Carl and Camillo, Wingy Woo fighting back against Camillo. Might have been a little bit of contact there. Maxi Boy takes advantage now, back up into P5. Bolts also gets through. Oh, Maxi Boy's dropping fast. What's happened to Maxi now? He's, I think there was a little bit of wings flying everywhere there. End plates bouncing across the track. Who's missing what? Oh, there's a Haas there with completely missing a wing. Boltsaru gets a 10-second penalty for gaining a position off the track. Oh my god. Camillo cannot control that car with no wing. Just get out of the way, Camillo. What are you doing still fighting? Probably not wise to be fighting with no wing as Camillo gets a 3-second penalty now. He's going to have to pit if he can. Oh, he's going to have to drive across the whole track. How dangerous was that? He makes contact with the Sauber. He was pushed up against the far wall and he's had to drive across the whole track. And he's made contact with another car. That could be... oh, there could be a few tickets with that one. The Tier 2 stewards might be busy again, just as we thought they might have a quiet night. Yeah, they could be in business after that. Two Red Bulls in 15th and 16th. Not good. Though Limitless has made a stop. Just fair enough. Onto the hards. Squash Josh stopped the hards as well. Maxi Boy still on those hards that he started on. Everyone else still on the meds from the start. Position changes. We're 6 laps into the race and Plugger, have a go at Plugger, 16th up to 5th, 11 spots up. Best of them so far. Roller up 7 spots, Jetman up 6 as well. Pretty good for them. Fortunately, Squash and Camillo, the biggest losers, down 13 and 11 spots respectively. Like Whiff is about to make a move and he does so. Now up to P7, makes the move on Salt, and he will be the leader of this little DRS train. Bit of a gap back to the top 6. In fact, the top 2 are just gapping the rest. Carl now only 3.5 seconds behind. Maxi Boy fighting back up to P9. These first 2 have managed to avoid all that carnage and starting to run away with it a little bit here. Winnie Woo looking to get back up into that top 3 against Carl. Tell you what, Winnie Woo looks like he fits right at home in this tier. He looks like he's going to win the championship in Tier 3. After Cooper the Bot had a terrible night, scoring no points, but Winnie Woo took both race wins on Sunday night in Tier 3. So it looks like he's going to take that championship, and he's now getting a taste of what it's going to be like for him next season, now up into the top 3. And it's easy to see why Left 4 Dead jumped all over him in the draft. Because he is a very impressive driver. It's been a pretty good night for Ferrari. Not that they need it. They're smashing it in the overalls, winning by about 1,000 points. But in Tier 2, they are in P2 in the Constructors, so I'm sure they'd love to wrap up this championship as well. Why not? They've got just about every other one. Lefty has had yet again another superb team. That's going to take him to another... Oh, Wingy! Wingy Woo! He's got a 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Well, that's just killed his chance tonight. Unless we get a safety car at some point, he can serve that. But that's a killer blow. That's now going up to Plugger for the Ferraris. Trying to make some ground on those Astons, but the Astons are doing pretty well in this one, 2nd and 6th currently. Bolts has a time penalty, so Plugger is effectively on the podium as we speak. It's now a 6.5 second gap back to P3. So the front 2 are just running away with this. DRSing each other away from the rest of the pack. Maxi Boy sitting pretty nicely in P7. It's been a superb night of qualifying for him in both races. Unfortunately, he hasn't had a fun of a time in the races, but he's doing quite nicely at the moment as we now have everyone coming in for their pit stops. Roller stayed out because his teammate Shifty is in the pits along with Roshan, Maxi Boy. They're all in. Half the grid is in. Let's have a look at what they're putting on. They're all putting on the hards, as you would expect at this point. We've now got the front four who haven't pit yet. All on 9-lap old meds. Magic Shot, another one that hasn't stopped yet as well, I think. Yeah, that's just the front four and Magic Shot at the back, not having a great time in Mexico. Wingy Woo with a 10-second penalty. Camilo's got a 3-second. So you would expect probably these front four to be coming in this lap. Probably wouldn't want to go too much longer on these mediums. So what does Roller do? He couldn't pit last lap because of Shifty going in. I think he would be doing it this lap, and he is. Poms is in as well. Jetman is staying out. And Scotty is in. So Jetman will lead us now. The only one apart from Magic at the back who hasn't stopped. Here's your evidence, Jetman. You are leading a Tier 2 race, mate. Making that arse look good. But rapidly closing in is Shifty and Roshan, so you'd expect Jetman to be pitting this lap. Don't think you'd want to be taking those meds any longer than now. Wingy Woo 4 seconds back, although he does have that 10-second penalty as well. Limitless, our race winner in Baku. Currently sitting in P5, doing a great job for the Red Bulls. Whoever picked him to reserve, what a master stroke. Must be a very smart guy in the Red Bull HQ. But Shifty Wizard is doing everything he needs to do in this race as Jetman now pits. And Shifty Wizard takes back the fastest lap with a 15.8. He now has the maximum points again, although just as I say that, Roshan will take the lead. As Bolts gets a 3-second penalty. He's out of the points anyway as we speak. Let's possibly kill his chance. Jetman, it's been a very costly pit stop. He's come out of the points. Gone from the top to 16th. He might have stayed on those meds a little bit too long. As long as he can pick up a couple of points, that's all he needs to do to be a success tonight after reserving from Tier 3. What have we got? Where have we got some battles? Josh and Roller are making sweet love. Roller comes out ahead, squash Josh from behind, and that was a terrible joke. But we've got Poms right there with him as well. Salt right behind him. We've got a nice little battle forming here in the midfield as Shifty Wizard takes back the lead up the straight with the DRS. Limitless right on Wingy as well. Stick with this little battle for a little while. Giving the front guys plenty of airtime tonight. Let's have a look at With something a battle a bit further back for a little while. All different constructors as well. We've got Camillo in the Haas, we've got an Aston, a Kick, an Alpine, a Williams and a McLaren all in this little battle. Scotty starting to make a little bit of ground, trying to get into that DRS and join this party. Jetman and Dito having a bit of a squabble in the backfield. Oh, as Josh loses it. Got all fishtaily, and he's now dropped all the way back as the Saubers nearly crash into each other. Oh, that was nearly a major Sauber smash up there. Or Toppy would have been having heart palpitations for a second, as Josh now concedes to Dito. Wingy Woo with the fastest lap now with a 15.8, taking that point away from Shifty, which could be crucial in the end. As we see Whiff now making the move on Plugger up the straight. Not a lot you can do up that straight. DRS is pretty powerful there. But Roshan and Shifty continue to lead us. Wingy Woo now 5.5 seconds behind. Limitless has dropped back from him from Wingy as well. He was right on him, but he's now falling nearly 2 seconds behind. This little pack here, nearly 4 seconds behind. So there's starting to spread out a little bit. Apart from a couple of these little battles going on, we've got the two RBs in 7th and 8th. Maxi Boy doing quite well. As Camillo gets a 3-second time penalty. That won't be the only penalty he gets out of this race. As Plugger now moves back into the front of this little battle back. We've got Ferrari in 3rd and 5th. Keeping in mind that constructors battle with Aston. Aston in 1st and 9th. Shifty Wizard takes back the fastest lap point with a 15.7. So as we speak, Shifty taking maximum points from Mexico. I say that again, Roshan takes back the lead. I think it's going to be how it is till the end with Roshan and Shifty just switching back and forth. I think a number of these reserves tonight are going to be staying right here next season. Wingy Woo, I think he's pretty much locked into Tier 2 next season as the champion in Tier 3. Well, there's still plenty that can happen, but he did make a massive statement on Sunday night. Maxi Boy has moved into P2 in the Tier 3 championship as well. So both of those boys, you would think, looking at promotion. And Roshan as well. He was a Tier 3 reserve as well. But yeah, doing very, very nicely tonight. He could find his way into Tier 2 next season also. And Roshan takes that fastest lap point away from Shifty. But Shifty will, you would think, take the move. Yep, and he does so. Takes back the lead of the race. That's 35 points he currently holds from this race. head back to this little battle pack. Limitless is really dropping off here. He's now 4-second gap back to Wingy, and Whiff Motif has really caught up to him with this pack, dragging each other along. Plugger as well, Maxi Boy, Carl. So Limitless is starting to get a little bit swamped here. Struggling a little. Does he have damage? It doesn't look like it, but he is struggling compared to the rest. So Camilo now gets another 3-second penalty. That makes 6. Quick maths, ladies and gents. You're welcome. But of course, Wingy has that 10-second penalty, I just remembered. So, Whiff Motif is currently on the podium as Salt gets a 3-second pen as well. So, Mercedes looking very strong in Mexico, currently holding 2nd and 3rd. Limitless, Plugger, Maxi Boy and Carl are all also within that 10 seconds from Wingy. So Wingy at the moment is going to be dropping down to 8th by the end of this race. Still a long way to go though. Plenty can happen, and the longer this little pack fights, better it's going to be for Wingy to try and get that 10-second gap, or at least as much as he possibly can. Head back. Let's head down the grid a little bit as Camilo, right on the back of Bolts, trying to work his way up the grid as far as he can with those time penalties. This is going to hurt later on. But how much can he salvage from there? We've still got another 6 laps to go after this one. It's amazing how quickly those laps can disappear. Roshan now moves back into the lead of the race, yet again doing the DRS switch. Wingy now 10 seconds back. Those front 2 really running away. It's now a battle for 3rd. As Camilo looks like he will make the move quite easily up the straight there. Bolts is right there now in the middle of this pack. Sauber's holding on for the final points of the race. Magic shot. He's not having a fun. He's well back. He's actually been lapped just now. So unfortunately Magic won't be fighting his way back in this one. Now a lap down from the leaders unless we see a very late safety car. So that will be the end of Magic for tonight, unfortunately. As Magic gets a nice little look at Shifty taking back the lead. Who will be the one that gets the DRS on the final lap? Shifty actually still had the DRS, even though he was leading there. So he must have had just past that little indicator that gives you the DRS just before he made the move. As Dido retires in the pits, he's had enough. He was in the points though, but the very minor points. But he's decided, nah, that'll do me for tonight. Now it's down to these 3 fighting for the final 2 points positions. Though there is a few time penalties up ahead of them, so things could change between now and the end of this race, as we got a nice battle pack here now. As Plugger has caught all the way up to Wingy now. And this whole battle pack now will be putting massive pressure on Wingy. Whiff Motif though, just as we say that, gets a 3-second penalty. That's not going to be good for him, as Plugger will take the lead of this little pack. Fortunately, Wingy, with that 10-second pen, is going to drop a long way down the order. As With Matif makes the move on him as well. This now looks pretty good for Plugger, fighting for the last spot on the podium. Limitless as well, effectively P4 with the penalties ahead of him. So Wingy gets another 3 seconds. He's getting swamped. He's struggling a little bit of a fishtail. Roller gets past him as well, does he? Oh, he's swiped. I'm not sure. A bit of a swipe across the Aston. There's a bit of feeling between the Ferrari and Aston camps as well. So that's going to be interesting. As the real Benno subscribes with Prime. Thank you very much, Benno. Welcome. Welcome to the stream, my man. Carl Benitza for the win. Well, he's in P7 at the moment. Probably just as I say that, he moves up into 5th, does a double overtake up the straight, getting past Maxi and Limitless. I don't think Maxi would have fought too hard there. He's only the reserve tonight. Racing for his team, but I'm sure he's not going to make it too difficult for Carl. So Carl now up into P5, effectively 4th with Matif having a penalty ahead of him. It's probably too far back to take the win, Benno, but can he get on the podium? So Shifty and Roshan have checked out. They're 13 seconds up the road. Just been DRSing each other the whole time, although Roshan has now fallen outside that. He's down 2.2 seconds back. So Shifty starting to cruise to the win here, which is going to be crucial in the championship heading into Bahrain next week. He's doing exactly what he needs to do. Of course, a little reminder, it was 72 points, the championship gap for tonight. With Yuki not being here, Shifty took provisionally 18 points from Baku. He's currently on 35 or possibly 36 points with the fastest lap. That's who has the fastest lap. That's not that. Fastest lap. So Roshan's got the fastest lap. Oh, only just by 6/1000ths of a second. So Shifty's got 35 points from this race as we speak. So add that to 18, which is 53. So if he takes 53 points out of tonight, that will leave a 19-point gap in the championship going into next week. Should be very spicy. Who won Baku? That was Limitless Draco on debut, taking the win in the Red Bull. Let's go Shifty. We've got the Aston boys in the Aston cheer squad in the chat. Does look like he's going to take the win tonight. Roshan catching a little bit, but we are on the second last lap. So not much further for Shifty to win this race and keep that championship fight alive. With just 2 tracks to go after this. Bahrain, of course, next week, and then we head into the 100%er at Australia to finish off. This fight for the final podium spot is getting very interesting. Currently, Rick Matif is there, but because he has that 3-second penalty, so he's actually dropping back till around possibly 8th or 9th. So effectively Plugger is taking that final podium spot. Carl, Maxi, Limitless, they're all still within the DRS of each other. So what can they do as we head into the final lap of this race? Plugger now making the move up to P3. So even though Yuki Bear is not here tonight, Ferrari's still doing very well with Plugger and Wiggy Woo as their reserves. Actually, Wingy's going to drop a fair way down. He's still got that 10 or 13 second penalty now. 9 seconds for Camillo. So he might struggle to finish in the points, Camillo. But here we go. Around the final corner, and Shifty Whizzer does exactly what he needed to do in this one, and he takes the win. Roshan takes P2 just 1 second back. But Aston Martin take the win in Mexico. Who's going to take the final podium spot? It's going to be Plugger. Superb job reserving tonight. With Matif is going to fall down a number of spots. RB now 4th and 5th. Carl takes 4th. Maxi Boy in 5th. Limitless in 6th after his win in Baku. MJ Roller in 7th with Matif 8th. Poms in 9th. Bolts jumps up to P10. Magic Shot takes the fastest lap, but he won't get the point for that, unfortunately. He's down in 17th. So nobody will get the fastest lap point. MJ Roller takes driver of the day. Well done to Shifty, handing out copies of F124. Nobody wants that. Take those back, Shifty. We're giving them away for free is probably the least that they can do at this point. Shifty takes the win. Well done. There we go. Shifty, Roshan P2. Good points for the Mercedes. Plugger in 3rd. RB 4th and 5th. Limitless. Roller with Matif. Poms for the win. Bolt Saru, Salt from a Chips, Wingy Woo, Scotty, Jetman, Squash, Camillo, Magic, Dido, and Techie.